BEONTVUK UK, for the community, by the community. www.beontvuk.com.
We go on the B of bang. All as one. From every corner of our city and every corner of the globe. For the big moments. The big hearts. And let's discover it together. This festival of drama. This carnival of joy. This celebration of greatness.
Lal Haweli Restaurant at the heart of Walsall. BBC Welsh Curry Award-winning chef Abul Hussein presents most unique and amazing tawa dishes with many flavours and choices. Eat with your family and friends. A unique dining experience never to be missed. Lal Haweli, a 400-seat capacity restaurant perfect for any small parties and functions. Special seating arrangements for ladies and families with prayer facility inside. Mouth-watering tawa dishes. Join Tawa Festival at Lal Haweli. Lal Haweli, home of Tawa. 1 Midland Road, Walsall.
Welcome back to Learn English with Julie on beontvuk.com. This is episode 4 of our beginner series of programs. Last time we talked about actions and activities, and we learned that the words that tell us about them are called verbs. Words or verbs such as visit, pray and go. We also learned that regular or routine activities use something called the present simple tense, a way of talking about actions and activities that are repeated every day or every week or every month. Here are some examples again. I visit my aunt every Saturday. I pray 5 times a day. Or I go to college every week. So how do we make questions with these words? In an earlier program, we learned that we make questions by using the verb be, that is, using is or are, when we want to ask for information about a person's job, nationality or situation. For example, is he British? Are you a doctor? Is she ill? But we use a different verb, a different activity word, when we are asking or talking about actions and activities. This is when we use the word or verb do. Let's take a look. Do is very useful because we use it in a lot of different ways. For example, we use it as an action word for a lot of different activities, like this. I do my homework every evening. We do the cooking together. Or they do the cleaning every week. Remember though, the spelling of the word changes when we are talking about he or she, like this. He does his homework every evening. She does the cooking every weekend. It also fits together with does, but more of that later. So, now you know that do or does is often used to give information about actions and activities. But let's go back to using it to make questions. Here are some examples. We use do when we ask questions about a person's work, like this. Do you work? Or do you work in a hospital? Or do you work in a restaurant? Or do you work in a school? Or we can also use the same word when we're talking about other people, such as do they work? Or do they work in a restaurant or a school or a hospital? So how do we answer or respond to the question? We can give a full answer like this. Yes, I work in a school. Or yes, they work in a restaurant. But being the UK, we can also use a short way to answer or to respond to the question, like this. Yes, I do. Or yes, they do. And if it's a no answer, well, more of that later. But the do word changes when we are talking about he and she, like this, changing from do to does. This S is there with an E, but with a Z sound. That makes it different. So although do has that sound, D-O-E-S for he and she has a Z sound, does. So let's look at some examples with does. For example, does she work? Does he work? Does he or she work in a hospital? Does he or she work in a restaurant? Or does he or she work in a school? So, how do we answer or respond? Well, again, we can give a full answer like this. Yes, she works in a hospital. Yes, he works in a restaurant. And the short way? Let's take a look. Yes, she does. Yes, he does. But we must remember to pronounce or say it with a Z sound. Does. And did you notice she works? I work, but she works. Or I work, but he works. That S there is important again, added on to that word, because we are talking about he or she in this present simple tense. This way of talking about things that happen regularly or things that happen in a routine every day, every week, every month or every year, and things that are repeated. So what do we do when we want to give a different answer to the do or does question? Well, let's take the question about working at the hospital. We do not work at the hospital. So how do we give that information to the person who wants to know what our job or work is? This is where we use the word don't. Don't is a shortened form or a short way to say do not. Like this. Do you work at the hospital? No, I don't. Do they work in a restaurant? No, they don't. And what about using she or he? Well, we use another shortened form or a short way like this. Does she work in a school? No, she doesn't. Remember, we have that Z sound in there. So let's just try that again. Does she work in a school? No, she doesn't. Again with that Z sound. Or, does he work in a school? No, he doesn't. Let's try that once more. Does he work in a school? No, he doesn't. So that's using do and does when we want to ask questions about work. But we can also use these words to ask questions about other actions and activities, such as the country of your birth, when you live in another country, like this. Do you come from Bangladesh? Or do they come from the UK? Or does he come from Pakistan? Does she come from India? All different countries, using do for all the people, but does for he and she. Again, if we want to answer the short way, we would answer like this. Yes, I do, or no, I don't. Yes, they do, or no, they don't. And of course, we change to does or doesn't with he and she, as we practiced earlier. Yes, she does, or no, she doesn't. Yes, he does, or no, he doesn't. We can also use the do and does word to ask about a place where someone lives, like this. Do you live in England? Or does he live in Saudi Arabia? And if we go back to other examples, do you go to college? Does she visit her aunt? Does he pray 5 times a day? So do and does are very important for giving or providing information, and for asking for information too. So do and does, used for lots of activities, lots of questions. Well, we've come to the end of our program today, and I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time on beontvuk.com. Please like us or subscribe, or let us know what you think. Again, these are a series of beginner programs, but we can offer more advanced programs if you let us know what you would prefer. So until next time, bye for now, and thanks for watching once again.
BEONTVUK, for the community, by the community. www.beontvuk.com